Hello, everybody out there in the land of make-believe. Uncle Barko here. I'm over there. I'm behind the camera. I'm looking. There's not enough space here for me to be in the shot, is the thing. So you just have to believe I'm here. Here. There's my hand. There's proof. Okay, so I have to make a mold now. I'm going to make a silicone mold today for this figure. Now, I've made this figure out of Sculpey Primo, to be specific, and it's most of it is a mix of colors. So I mixed up my own colors out of all the colors that were available to the Sculpey people. So that's that. Yeah, put that together, baked it. It got like 10 bakes on it. It got about 10 bakes on it all together. And then I hit it with some enamel finish, which is why it's so shiny. And I did that so I would kind of, theirs has some fingerprints on it and stuff, and it would smooth out the fingerprints, smooth out any rough spots, and fill in any holes, because when the silicone gets in there, sometimes it'll wrap. If you got a little gap in one of these here droplets in there, then silicone will wrap in there, grab it, and then it'll leave squiggly bits, and you don't want that. You don't want squiggly bits in your mold, people. That's the truth. That's the truth right there I'm spouting. So, today, the plan is, now I let it, I did the, I did the spray on it yesterday, so it's been 24 hours. You want to let that cure. And I cooked it after the last cooked. I let it sit for 24 hours, and then I sprayed it, let that sit for 24 hours. Now it's ready to go. And this is just a piece of foam, some sticky wax, and bang, bang, boom, it's a cup. You got it? You got it? This is all simple stuff here. So, what's the plan? Okay, so I'm going to take, I got this half cup measurer, and I think I'm going to use a full cup in here. And I'm guesstimating. I've been pretty good at guesstimating. The nice thing with this, what I'm using is this dragon skin. The nice thing with this dragon skin, if I don't mix enough, I can quick up mix a little bit more. I got other containers. I got this one. I got this container. I got other containers I can use. So I can quick mix up a little more, fill it up. But I think this will do. Bang. Where's one? Oh, there's two. Just about fills it up, but then the guy takes up some space. So I'm guessing that's going to be enough right there. I'm going to fill it all the way up, though. So I'm using this dragon skin 10NV, and the reason I'm using this NV, that stands for no vacuum, because I ain't got no vacuum. So, there's that. I've had some pretty good results with this, and some bad results with all the other stuff I've used. So I've gone back to this Dragon Skin NV. Right jar. There you go. And so then I already sprayed my mold release in there, squish, squish, and so that the mold won't stick to the little guy when I pull it out. And then I got my cup and my little thing here. So all I got to do is take these here out. So with the silicone, see on there, it says stir well before using. So you stir that up, it's going to get bubbles in it. So I did this yesterday. Yesterday I spent about 10 minutes just shaking them. I just took each bottle and I shook it vigorously for like 10 minutes, and then I let it sit. So any of the bubbles that I shook into the stuff there will bubble up. So, and that will help prevent, because bubbles suck, man. I'll tell you that much right now. That's the worst thing about all of this. All of this is fun except for bubbles, and then it's So, let's get to it. What I'm gonna do? Okay, so I'm gonna pour. I need this here, like this. Where you going? I'm going to put on another glove, too. I got two. I grabbed two. There we go. Okay, so I've never done this from behind the camera before, and we'll see how it works out. I might have to stand up here. That's a good shot. How's the shot? Look, is it all framed up? Good, okay. And I got to here to here. Okay, all right. Let's see where I'm working. Oh, my knees! Okay, so what are we going to do here? First thing, and I forget which is thicker. I think I like to pour in the thicker stuff last, because it's easier to mix up. It doesn't stick to the sides. I got that on some tutorial, some YouTube tutorial to put in the thinner stuff. I'll just take a peek-see. Let's take a peek-see here. I haven't cut this open yet. So it comes with a little hopper on it there. Little, a little barrier to make sure that it stays fresh. Okay, so that looks pretty thick there. And now, that's part B. This is a two-part solution here, people. You got your A, and you got your B. About the same, viscosity-wise, and they both seem about the same. I'm sure there's people out there have already used it. They're like, A's thicker, dumbass. But A looks thinner to me. We're about to find out. So I'm just going to pour it. So the deal is that once I get them mixed up together, then I only have 7 minutes to get it poured in there before it starts to stiffen up, according to the literature. So, let's do this. Okay, here we're going with part A. Part A, going right in the hopper, right there. Okay, and it gets stressful. A lot of people, there's a stress involved. Once you mix your parts, once you get your parts mixed, people get pretty stressed out. Because you got to get that pour. You got to get that pour done, man. So, I'm trying to relax right now. Trying to take it easy. Think happy thoughts. Don't got to worry much. So, I'm going to mix this for about a minute once I get these two parts in here. And I suppose I'm probably supposed to use 2 separate cups. Probably not. Who knows? So, we got that there. So, I get the time now. I'm going to go ahead and pop the top on this. Pop the top on this. We don't want any moisture getting into this bottle, because moisture will mess up your silicones, man. Okay, so I'm going to pour this in here, and I already got some goop in here. So maybe I should use a different one so it doesn't act. I'm not good. I'm kind of lazy like that. So now it's starting to mix with the part A already. So I'm kind of on a timer now. And that is, I want to give it a good mix. We want to mix this. Yeah, the viscosity of these are about the same. Still seems like part B is not as goopy, or is goopier than part A. Alright. Goop. I'm trying to get out every last little bit because it's expensive. This stuff is pricey. I'll get into the prices. Okay, I get the top on here. Alright, now I gotta mix it for a minute, and I don't have a clock nearby. So, hey, I bumped the camera bump. Alright, so we're gonna mix this, and we wanna get all the stuff off the sides. If you are looking for a tutorial on this, there's some good ones. There's Robert Tolone. I'll put some links down in the description of actual good tutorials on what's going on. I'm just showing you, my toy making process. Here's what I got to do to make a toy. So, but if you really want to do this yourself, yeah, there's some great, well, Craftsman, go check out TheCrafsMan for starters, because Craftsman does all the crafts. Yeah, Robert, I'll put a list. There'll be a list down. Don't just click down to the list. You'll see stuff you're trying to learn. All right. Now, a lot of people I see them just whipping it. And I see whipping bubbles into it. Whipping bubbles into it is what you're doing. So I make sure it gets thoroughly mixed up here. I make sure it gets thoroughly mixed, but I ain't gonna whip more bubbles into it than are necessary. And scrape the bottom here. Okay, so it looks like it's almost starting to take care. Okay, let's do this thing. Now I'm starting to get nervous because I don't know how long I've been doing any of it. Okay, so I'm gonna pour it right on top of homie here, and I want to make sure that it gets into. There's a lot of detail on this. And I want to make sure it gets into all the detail there. and doesn't catch any bubbles. Bubbles, bubbles, bubbles. Okay. All right. Get up all in there and stuff. Oh, is it a bubble? Now I want to get a thin layer on here. Make sure that all the bubbles are worked out because I'm seeing a couple bubbles in there. See, there's a couple bubbles in there. Oh, there they popped. Okay. Before I pour the rest in. And I'm just pouring in a little time here. I think I might need some more. I think I grossly underestimated. Yeah, grossly. I grossly underestimated how much silicone I was going to need. Holy guacamole. Well, that's what you get for guesstimating. You know, there's a science to it. I could have done the mathematics and figured it out. Wow. Well, how many of you at the beginning there was like, it's not going to be enough, buddy? You are sorely mistaken. Now I got to mix up another thing. Look at that. Okay, well that's on me. You know, I haven't done a lot of this. And usually I'm about too much is always better than not enough. Or I'll have a second. You know, usually I'll mix up too much, but I'll have, you know, a little guy I'll be ready to second mold is what I'm getting at. I'll have a second mold, and if I have too much, then I'll pour it into the second mold, but I did not have a second mold this time. I am going to go ahead and do that all a second time here, real quick, see. And I'm going to use the same one here. Now, I got a nice coating on there, so even if there are some little bubbles, they're not going to be right up against the model. So hopefully that won't be too much of a problem. But this is supposed to be bubble free anyway, so we'll see. I'm going to do what they call a high pour. We'll get that real thin. Hopefully the bubbles will work themselves out. Okay. Look at all the bubbles. Yeah, this is bubbly. Wow, am I going to need more? Okay, now this should be enough. Should be enough. Let's hope it's enough. Oh my God, still not enough. Yeah, look at those horns are still sticking out. For crying out loud. I'm going to scrape what I can out of here. Wow. This is embarrassing, folks. Embarrassing. Okay, I'm going to do this one more time real quick. Okay. I'm just going to use this. I don't think it'll take a whole... That's one. I'm going to do 3. That's 3 tablespoons. Because my only other measuring is 1/3 of a cup, and that is too much, I am for sure. Almost for sure. Don't trust me, I don't know, I mean, clearly. I'm doing 3 of these. Now, there's some sort of volume math I could have sat and just figured out exactly how much I was actually going to need. But I didn't do it. I don't know it. I don't know what the math is. I don't know what the math is for this. And I know I can go online and they'll tell you the math. I'm not a math guy. I got issues, and I'm already stressed out enough and be dealing with trying to figure out math. But so far, this guesstimating. All right, so this is A. I put in B before. Now we're putting in A. All right, 5 of these. No, 3 of these. Oh, that's too much on that one. A little less on the next one. Oh my goodness. Yeah, see what I'm talking about? Stressed. I am so stressed out. This is like one of the most stressful things that I have to do in my life is either mixing the silicone or mixing and pouring the resin. The casting is even more stressful. Casting, that stuff pops quick. It hardens quickly, and you have to get it into, and I have to get it into a pressure pot. So this better be enough. Okay, as soon as I pour this one, it's going up on a level surface, so I'm going to pull it right out of the shot. As soon as I get it poured. Okay. Here we go. Be enough. I can't believe that took more than 2 cups. Of silicone. I find that surprising. Get in there, Goopy. Okay, that's it. That is it. Okay, so the horns are buried. Let's get a nice thick layer above it. Because when I pull this out, I'm gonna have to cut it. I'm gonna have to cut it to get the little critter out of there. Okay, so now I gotta get this up on a level surface because this surface ain't level. So let me do that. Ooh, it's heavy. It's heavy now. Okay, so it is tomorrow already. I went ahead and let this sit overnight. It's nice and cured. I checked it after a couple hours. It seemed to be nice and cured, but I thought I'd just let it sit, leave it alone. Let it do its thing. Found a level surface. I know it's level because I got a level there. But says it's level, so that's good. I want the top here to be perfectly flat and level because it is actually the bottom. So when I pour my resin, I'm going to be pouring it into the hole on the top here, and so I want it to sit level so that the stuff doesn't spill out because I've had that happen. That's a problem. It's a problem in the past. I didn't get it nice and level, put it in the pressure pot, and it's just at a little tilt, and then I got to put clay and stuff underneath it to try. Anyway, want to make sure it's level. Seems like it's level. Let's go and pull this bad boy out, see what it looks like. All right, so here we go. Now I just got to get the sticky wax off of this here. Okay, there it is. Look at that. So all of this stuff here, this is the wax that I use to hold the figure to the base, right? And to kind of fill in the gaps so that the silicone doesn't run underneath the figure. So that I don't have to deal with. I have to scrape that off the model there. Just so it doesn't get sticky wax all over the place when I store it. But let's see if I can get it out of the cup. Might have to cut the cup. Yeah, I'm gonna have to cut the cup. Come on, cup. There we go. There we go. Now, get all this wax off of here. Okay, we got that nice and cleaned up there. All right, so I could try to pull it straight out of here. Right? Now I put in one registration mark there with this little piece of wax, And that's just so I know where the face is. So the face is here. I got 2 horns going up here. I think I'm going to need to cut it to get it out of there and not break those horns off. Well, let me just see. Yeah, we're going to cut it. We're going to cut it. It's a cut mold, we'll cut it. So where's the registration mark? So that's the face. So I'm going to start. I'm going to assume I need 2 cuts. I'm going to start with a cut here, and I'm going to put a cut here. So where's the face? Face is here. I want the seams going up the back. So I'm going to put a little cut here. Now, they say to zigzag your cuts. So I'm not cutting all the way through to the figure. I'm just cutting a little bit, leaving a little bit of space because I want that cut on the figure to be straight. But I want the mold to lock. So I got to do kind of a zigzag most of the way in. And then once I get in there, then I want a nice straight line down the bottom. So and I'm going to let me give it another. I got that there. Got a zigzag. Okay, let's see what happens when I cut it now. Okay. Okay, that's actually probably good. I might not need a second cut. I end up needing a second cut most of the time. Yeah, his head's still stuck in there pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and cut that a little further. A little further. Okay. Now, I almost pulled it out there. But I know I'm going to need that second cut for those horns. So I'm going to put a second cut, but I'm not going to go as far up as I did with the other one. Yes, kitty. I am working. Okay, so now I got this cut here. I think I'm going to be able to pull it right out. Right? Yeah. Boom. Look at that. Look at that. That came right out nice and easy. So that means that when I put my resin figure in there, it should come out just as easy. I don't see anything. And when I pulled it out, there wasn't anything grabbing. So sometimes silicone will get down into these crevices and kind of grab on there, and you got to pull it out and it'll snap and leave little tendrils and stuff in there. But that is clean. Ooh, that looks like a good mold. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, so next up, I've got to mix up some resin, right? I gotta put this. I gotta put some rubber bands on this. Gotta mix some resin and pour it in there. That's gonna take a bit. So so I'm sure you're all wondering what this is gonna look like once I pour the resin in there and get a figure out. So let's do that. That's gonna. I gotta reset up the whole. Gotta get my resin out. I got a bunch of stuff. Get ready to pour. Gotta get my pressure pot out. So I'm gonna make that a second video. Stay tuned for part 2, where I'm gonna take this mold of this is Meltor, and I'm go ahead and pour that resin in there and see. It does not look level though. Truthfully, it does not look level. Maybe it is. Maybe I'm not level. Okay, so yeah, we'll do a second video. Stay tuned for part 2, where I pour the resin and we pull the creature out and see how this turned out. I think it looks good. It looks smooth in there. So, all right, so stay tuned for that. I'll have that up within the next couple of days. And like they say, art is 10% vision and 90% remembering what your particular vision is. So, stay freaky and always remember your vision. Till next time, Godspeed, Earthlings.